Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, last night, Ginny decided that we were going to do separate speeches for each other. This morning, Ginny decided that I'm going to do speeches for both of us after I got here already. So, a little bit of this is impromptu, a little bit this I wrote this morning. First off, I want to say thank you for everyone for coming here today and joining us for this great day. The girls, you look beautiful all day, and you've really been a pillar of stability to her stressful creativity as she's made all of these decorations and gone through the wedding pulling out my hair, because obviously she still has hers. Helping making flowers, crafts, thousands and thousands of paintings and pots and gluing and sewing, among everything else that have gone into this wedding. You guys have been there for her, and this day couldn't have been done without you. Thank you very much. My groomsmen, you've been wonderful. Hanging out without me, planning my bachelor party while I sit at home wondering what's going on. And then hanging out with me last night and playing video games. I'm sure we definitely had the hardest part of this wedding. We still haven't won the Stanley Cup. Well, I've got some words to say for all my groomsmen. Ginny, think of some for her bridesmaids. First off, Ian, we've been friends since before I can remember. If it wasn't for me, you may have never learned to walk, and you may still be outside your mother's house, drunk because you forgot your keys. Well, it may have started as a drunken joke at the cottage many, many years ago. Ian, I don't hate you. I love you like a brother, buddy. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to be by my side on this big day. Tyler, you've been my blackjack buddy and my video game buddy, and we've had a lot of good times, especially lately playing some board games. I know I could always give you a call up and say, hey, let's go to the casino, or play some Settlers of Catan, or have everyone around. And, lost my space here. You're someone I could, before you got a job at the casino, call up and say, let's go over there and play some blackjack, or have you, since you've been with Vicky, come over, play some board games, Settlers of Catan and other games, and have a stress-relieving night with friends. You've been a perfect influence on my son, especially taking him to the zoo, and a wonderful cousin, and even more, a great friend. Thank you. Liam, at the back there.
Yeah, I'm way back here.
Grade 9 business class, you and I got paired up to make a new product. We made a toilet, because we're not very creative. The Royal Flush, if anyone needs to know. The project may have stunk, but our friendship did stick together. Through the cryptic crosswords in the library to video games and Diablo Online, Bacardi 151 and me passing out in your bathroom because I drank a lot.
Wanda.
I'm going there.
I will! It was the toilet!
Yeah, I might have passed out on the toilets. We're not going to talk about that. To even better memories of being in her wedding and then meeting Cameron for the first time, and then Felicia, and then Carissa. I've watched your family grow, and I'm lucky to have been a part of it. And now our kids are friends, and I can only hope that they experience even a fraction of what we experienced together as friends. Phil, we've been friends since grade 5. You came to the school a new student with a knack for drawing Sonic the Hedgehog, and through thick and thin, I think we've been through it all. Riding our bikes to the Oshawa Center every day in the summer in grade 10, joining ball hockey teams, running ball hockey teams, getting married and starting families. I can still remember getting in the call stream when you got hired onto the Durham Police, and when you found out Crystal was pregnant with Ella for the first time. I think I was almost as excited as you were to hear the news. I called you first when I found out Ginny was pregnant with Marshall, because I couldn't think of anyone else beside my parents that would have been excited to hear the news as I was. True friends that are there through it all with you are hard to find. And we stood the test of time, and I'm more than lucky to have you and your family to share this big day as well as whatever the future holds in my life. Thank you. And now to my beautiful bride, Ginny. A wise man said it best. The great thing about Ginny is when you look into her eyes and she looks back in yours, everything feels not quite normal because you feel strong and weak at the same time. You feel excited and at the same time terrified. The truth is, you don't know the way you feel except you know the kind of man you want to be. It is as if you've reached the unreachable and you weren't ready for it. Some of you may recognize the quote, otherwise just look it up online. I'm sure it'll surprise you. In all seriousness, Ginny, you have taken me from an immature man living in my parents' basement to a father of a wonderful son, a homeowner, and now a husband to the perfect bride. From our first date nearly 15 years ago to the moment of rekindling our friendship 6 years ago, to when I saw you today as you walked down the aisle, you always have and continue to give me butterflies. We've already lived and experienced so much together, and we're only starting. I can't wait to see what else the future holds. I love you.
Hi, so my creativity ended like 3 days ago. So I did not write a speech, but there's some things I want to say. To my bridesmaids, Angela, you have been a terrific friend. You've traveled down from Barrie so many times, to visit me when I was stuck in the hospital, stuck in bed with a broken leg. You're a terrific friend tonight. I'm very lucky to have you tonight. To Dana, who, took up the challenge with very little notice to be a bridesmaid, and she has been so emotionally supportive throughout the whole thing, and she's always been there. I think she is outside.
Yeah, I think she's facing Charlotte.
But she's always been somebody I can call and just complain to. To Vicky, I can't wait till you get married, because then we'll be even more like sisters. I mean, we folded 1,400 flowers, and I could not have done that without you. This wouldn't have happened without you. And I love you so much. And Kim, I don't have sisters, so Kim and Vicky are my sisters, and you have just been there through thick and thin, you were there for the birth of my son, and you've seen me at my absolute worst, and I'm glad that you're here to celebrate my absolute best. My friend Laura Bentley, she's over there somewhere. She is my crafting buddy. And I want to thank you, Laura, for letting me adopt your mom as my mom. And your dad. And Laura's parents are the ones that put together the appetizers and the desserts. And again, it couldn't happen without them. And they did such an amazing job. Thank you so much, Linda and Joe. To Laura Holmes, she was one of the ones that did the reading, and she and I have been friends for so long. We were about 9 years old when we met at the cottage, and I was in a paddle boat with a broken arm, and then a few years later, she accused me of breaking her arm by throwing a piece of wood at her. And I am so glad that you could be part of our special lady. To Phil and Michelle, thank you so much for being really supportive. I can't tell you how many times I called them at the last minute saying, can you watch Marshall for me? I have to go do this and I have to go do that. And they were always there. And just thank you so much. And to my parents, you've always been there for me. And I'm so glad you could come. And thank you, Mom, for being on time. And Troy, there aren't words other than you're the best decision I've ever made. Thank you.
All right, let's start the music and party, everyone. Let's go.